खलीफा के हम हैं खलीफा हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा आका हमारा, हमारा हमारा खलीफा हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा आका हमारा, वो दिल है हमारा आका हमारा.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to This Week with Huzur. We are honored to present highlights from this week's engagements of Hadrat Khalifatul Masih Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasrihil Aziz, including a mulaqat with Khuddam from the United States, an audience granted to Stephen Lecce, Ontario's Minister for Energy and Mines, and beloved Huzur's address at the Humanity First International Conference. We begin with Saturday's mulaqat, where Hadrat Khalifatul Masih Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasrihil Aziz graciously met with Khuddam from the USA.
On Saturday, the 29th of November, Khuddam from the southeast region of the United States were blessed with a mulaqat with Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasrihil Aziz. The group travelled specifically to offer prayers behind Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen and to attend the special audience in Islamabad. During the meeting, Khuddam introduced themselves, after which they sought guidance on a range of contemporary and religious topics affecting youth.
Alhamdulillah, I have turned Khadim at the beginning of the month. What advice does Huzur have for me?
Khadim?
Ji.
Acha?
Ji.
Kamal ho gaya. The youngest Khadim. MashaAllah.
Okay.
So, what were your duties as being the Tifl, the senior Tifl?
Things like Tara Academy, a fall class, masjid stuff.
5 daily prayers,
Ji.
read Holy Quran,
Ji. Torah stuff.
and avoid seeing bad programs or anything which comes on social media or online. Avoid those things.
Ji.
Even hate those things.
Yes.
Right? And this is the duty of a Tifl and a Khadim.
Ji.
Allah Ta'ala says that who offer daily prayers regularly, they will be protected from doing evil things.
Ji.
So, that is Allah's promise.
Ji.
And if you are doing this thing honestly, you will be protected.
Ji.
And Allah Ta'ala will prevent you from doing all these things.
Ji.
Okay?
Ji.
So this is your duty. So if you were good Tifl in the past, then you should continue with the same habits
Ji.
and try to be a good Khadim.
Ji.
But normally we see whenever you enter at the age of 16 or become Khadim, then you think then now we are mature enough.
Ji.
We are very wise. Our parents do not know anything. Even our elders do not know anything about the modern day issues and subjects and topics. And so you may claim that now we are free to have our own liking or disliking. So that should not happen.
Ji.
Right?
Ji.
Follow the teaching of the Holy Quran. And simple teaching is that be pious, try to refrain yourself from doing bad things,
Ji.
right?
Ji.
Offer daily prayers 5 times
Ji.
on time, and if possible in congregation.
Ji.
Okay?
Ji.
That's the thing. Read the Holy Quran, do tilawat every day. Are you Waqfi now?
Oh, no.
No. Even then, doesn't matter.
Ji.
You are an Ahmadi.
Ji.
An Ahmadi Muslim should be a perfect Muslim.
My question is, what advice does Huzur have for Ahmadi students wanting to do research on curing cancer? Do the foods mentioned in the Quran and Ahadith, particularly honey?
Allah Ta'ala says, you always take pure foods, which are halal. Don't take haram thing. Every food is good for you, which is tayyib, that is pure. And honey, Allah Ta'ala claims that there are some qualities in honey which cure your disease. And cancer, yes, obviously, is one of the diseases. You should do research on it. There are quite a number of our MD scientists who are doing research on honey. And if you want to do research on honey, this, of course, you can do. So, honey can cure quite a number of diseases. And when honeybee makes the honey from different flowers, once a colony of honeybees start extracting pollen or nectar from the flower, all the bees will go to that type of flowers. So they do not mix. So then you can single out which type of honey is appropriate or proper or good for curing cancer, what type of honey is good for curing blood diseases or other type of diseases. Honey has the quality of curing your disease. Once a person came to the Holy Prophet ﷺ and said, I have bad stomach disease. And Holy Prophet ﷺ said, go and take honey. And he came after a few hours and said, rather than curing, it has given a negative effect on me. Holy Prophet ﷺ again go and use the same honey. Third time he again came. The Holy Prophet said, your stomach is not true, but Allah's words are true. So that is up to us. Sometimes there are some different kind of honeys which can cure different diseases. It is quite possible that there might be some type of honeys which are not good for your stomach, but good for cancer or for blood disease. So in this way you have to do research. Okay?
Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum, Huzur. My question is, what should a khadim who lacks motivation do to self-motivate themselves to become closer to Allah?
Do you have any desire or wish that your future should be good?
Yes.
Do you have any desire to excel in your studies?
Yeah.
Yes? What is the motivation?
To have a good future.
So if you love Allah Ta'ala, then you should have the motivation to try to get closeness of Allah Ta'ala. So for that, Allah Ta'ala says, you struggle hard. You obey my commandments, whatever I have given. Right? And there are quite a number of commandments and injunctions in the Holy Quran. But the basic thing is that you pray fervently in your 5 daily prayers. Right? That Allah Ta'ala guide you on the right path. Right? And put some such a desire in your heart that to increase your motivation towards achieving the love of Allah Ta'ala. So then Allah Ta'ala will guide you, inshallah. For getting nearness of Allah, you will have to work hard, as you are working hard for achieving your worldly targets, like your studies and other things. See, the same thing, you will have to struggle hard. Allah Ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, if you work hard, I will show you the right path. So this is the only way. Pray to Allah Ta'ala in your 5 daily prayers.
Okay.
Never leave your prayer. If you are obeying Allah's commandments, then Allah will guide you. Okay?
Okay. Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Huzur. My question is for Waqfina who want to dedicate their lives, how should they manage that desire with external pressures, such as families' financial problems, as well as other hopes that parents have for them?
So if you have a desire to do waqf, and then you should just do it. And if you are double-minded, then you better ask permission to do some other job, get some money, and support your parents. You are worried that if you do waqf, and then how will your parents survive?
Ji.
Allah Ta'ala says, it is not you who feed the people. It is me, Allah, who feeds everybody. So, pray to Allah Ta'ala. If you are satisfied to do waqf after praying, then do it. It is not necessary that Jamaat say, okay, we accept your waqf. Sometimes we don't need some people in some particular subjects because we need murabbis, doctors, engineers. So it is better at present you do your own job. And being a waqfino, take your responsibilities as a waqf now, right? Your duties are that be regular in your 5 daily prayers, read the Holy Quran, know the meaning of the Holy Quran, read the literature of the Jamaat and Islam, try to read the books of the Prophet Islam, and listen to the words of Khulafa, and do good deeds, and in your spare time you give more time to the Jamaat, right? Then that is your waqf. Okay? In this way you can help your parents as well as your own family, immediate family, your wife and children. Okay?
Right.
My question is, many of us want a big career and want to make a lot of money. How can we make sure that our job success is used for Allah's pleasure and it doesn't just make our hearts greedy?
If you are making lots of money and you are following Allah's commandments that spend your money not only on yourself, don't be selfish, but spend your money on orphans, needy people. That means you are trying to achieve the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala with your money, and Allah Ta'ala will bless that money manifold. It will also prevent your heart to be greedy, right? Because you will be spending on other people as well. You will be feeling the pain of others, right? So Allah likes this. So at the same time, whenever you are earning more money, if you are doing charity work and sacrificing for the Jamaat with your money, after meeting your own expenses, then Allah Ta'ala will like it and bless this money manifoldly and prevent you from become greedy. Okay?
Another Khadim sought Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen's guidance about how to guide Khuddam who may have been previously active but had become more distant. He mentioned the case of one Khadim who had become recently distant.
सिर्फ जमाती तौर पे नहीं, वैसे ज़ाती दोस्ती की हद तक जिसकी उम्र का वो है, किसी ना किसी का दोस्त तो होगा ना अहमदी का, उससे को उससे ताल्लुक़ रखे, उससे करीब लाए, उनसे बात करें, उसकी जो भी उसके अंदर ग्रीवेंसेस हैं उनको दूर करने की कोशिश करें. तो ज़ाती तौर पे जिस तरह तुम्हारा भाई किसी बुरे काम में फंस जाता है, उसकी इस्लाह की कोशिश करते हैं ना, उस पेन और दर्द के साथ भाई के लिए करो और साथ दुआ भी करो. तो यही तरीका है. बात यही है कि हमारा मुरब्बी से है या हमारे सदर जमात से है या सेक्रेटरी मुरामा से है या सेक्रेटरी तरबियत से है या किसी और अहदेदार से, बड़ों को कोई दिल में रंजिशें पैदा हुई, उसके बाद वो आगे ट्रांसफ़र हो गई. इसलिए कहते हैं अहदेदारों को बहुत ज़्यादा हम्बल होना चाहिए. बाज़ पुरानी फैमिलियाँ, यहाँ भी तो एक लड़का आया था और वो पुरानी फैमिली थी और मुझे जानता हूँ, उनके अच्छे भले लोग हैं वो सारे, लेकिन उसने अपने दिमाग में एक बनाया हुआ था, एक आइडियल बनाया हुआ था कि किस तरह होना चाहिए हर एक को. अब वो जमात के जो अहदेदार हैं, अगर उसके उस स्टैंडर्ड पे नहीं पूरे उतरते तो वो कहता था जमात सारी ख़राब. हालांकि अगर आम सलम के ज़माने में भी अच्छे लोग भी थे, बुरे भी लोग थे, तो उनको देख के अगर कहते कि जी सारे मुसलमान ख़राब हो गए या हज़रत सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का पैगाम सच्चा नहीं, तो गलत है ना. तो प्यार से समझाने की कोशिश करो. पर्सनल एक पेन के साथ, दर्द के साथ एक बात करोगे ना, तो उस फैमिली को भी एहसास पैदा होगा कि हाँ जमात हमारा ख्याल रखती है. ठीक है, फिर दुआ भी करो उनके लिए.
हुजूर अब क्या फरमाते हैं, अहमदियों को नई जगह को आबाद करना चाहिए जहाँ पे जमात और अहमदी नहीं है, या हम उधर जाएं जहाँ पे जमात पहले से कायम है?
जिनके छोटे बच्चे हैं वो तो वहाँ जाएं जहाँ जमात कायम है, मस्जिद करीब है, ताकि बच्चों की तरबियत हो सके. जिनके बड़े बच्चे हो चुके हैं या अकेले हैं, वो ऐसी जगह जाएं जहाँ जमात कायम करें और नई जगह जाएं, तबलीग करें. तो मुख्तलिफ़ सिचुएशन जो है, मुख्तलिफ़ हालात में مختلف فیملیز کے اپنے ذاتی حالات میں مختلف ہوتی ہے، تو ایک ہارڈ اینڈ فاسٹ رول تو نہیں بنایا جا سکتا. ٹھیک ہے، تو یہ تو آپ نے سوچنا ہوگا کہ کیا آپ کے لیے بہتر ہے. بچوں کی تربیت کے لیے یہ بہتر ہے تو یہاں، اگر بچے نہیں ہیں اور اس عمر سے گزر گئے ہیں پھر وہاں. ٹھیک ہے، خود سوچو، اللہ تعالیٰ نے دماغ دیا ہے تمہیں. ٹھیک.
جزاک اللہ.
پیارے حضور، میرا سوال ہے کہ آج کی دور میں احمدی نوجوانوں کے سامنے بہت سی مشکلات اور ڈسٹریکشنز ہے، لیکن پھر بھی ان کے دلوں میں جماعت کی خدمت کا جذبہ ہے. ایسے حالات میں وہ اللہ تعالیٰ اور خلافت سے تعلق کو کیسے مضبوط بنا سکتے ہیں اور جماعت کے زیادہ سے زیادہ خدمت کر سکیں؟
ڈسٹریکشن یہ ہوتی ہے دنیا کی جو ہے اٹریکشن وہ دیکھ کے ہوتی ہے نا. ہر وقت سوشل میڈیا ہے، ٹی وی ہے، فضول قسم کے چینل ہیں، فضول قسم کی گیمز ہیں. یہ چیزیں دیکھ دیکھ کے آدمی ہر وقت کام میں، اگر کہیں لگا ہوا ہے کوئی خادم تو اپنے کام سے فارغ ہو کے، اگر کوئی اسٹوڈنٹ ہے تو اپنے اسکول سے آ کے وہ اپنے اسکرین ٹائم جو ہے نا فون پہ، سیل فون پہ، آئی پیڈ پہ اور اس چیزوں پہ وقت زیادہ خرچ کرتے ہیں اور وہاں سے پھر وہ ڈسٹریکٹ ہوتے ہیں. ٹھیک ہے، ان کی بعض تو اسٹوڈنٹ پڑھائی بھی ان کی ضائع ہو جاتی ہے، بعض کام والے اپنے کاموں سے بھی جاتے ہیں. سو پہلی چیز یہی ہے ان کو سمجھانا کہ یہ لغو چیزیں اللہ تعالیٰ نے کہا ہے، لغو چیزوں سے بچنا چاہیے. یہ تربیت کے شعبے کا کام ہے نا، وہ کریں. دوسرے، جذبہ ہے ان میں، دل میں احمدی ہوتے ہیں، اللہ کا خوف بھی ہوتا ہے. تو اللہ کا خوف اگر ہے تو پھر اللہ تعالیٰ کہتا ہے میرا خوف ہے تو پھر میری عبادت کرو، کیونکہ میں نے انسانوں کو، جو میرے صحیح مومن ہیں ان کو تو میں نے کہا ہوا ہے عبادت کریں میری اور 5 وقت نمازیں پڑھیں. اور اللہ تعالیٰ ساتھ یہ بھی دعویٰ کرتا ہے، میں نے پہلے ہی بتایا بھی، کہ جو 5 وقت کی نماز پڑھتے ہیں ان کو اللہ تعالیٰ کہتا ہے میں سیدھے راستے پہ چلاؤں گا. ٹھیک ہے، تو ان میں پھر نمازوں کی عادت ڈالو. جو ایسے لوگ ڈسٹریکٹ ہو جاتے ہیں ان کو پتہ اگر لگ جاتا ہے تو ان لوگوں میں مشہور کرنے کے بجائے بلا وجہ کی ان کی غلط قسم کی پبلسٹی کرنے کی، ان کو بھائی سمجھ کے ان کے راز چھپاؤ، ان کو قریب لاؤ، ان کو پوچھو، بتائیں یہ جو مسائل تمہارے ہیں یہ تمہیں مسائل پیدا کریں گے فیوچر میں تمہاری زندگی میں بھی اور جماعت کے اندر بھی، اور اللہ کو بھی یہ پسند نہیں ہے. تو جب ان کو دیکھا پتہ لگے گا نا ہمارے ہمدرد ہیں، ہمارے دوست ہیں، ہمارے بھائی ہیں، تو پھر وہ قریب آئیں گے. اس کے لیے بہت بڑا چیلنج ہے یہ، جو کام کرنے والے ہیں خدام الاحمدیہ کے لوگ، جو عہدیدار ہیں جماعت کے، جو باقی تنظیموں کے عہدیدار ہیں، ان کو پرسنل ایک چیلنج سمجھ کے اپنے رشتہ داروں کی طرح دوسروں کا بھی خیال رکھنا چاہیے. یہ کرو گے تو پھر ہوگا. ان کو سمجھاؤ، قریب لاؤ، کیونکہ دل میں ان کے ہے بہرحال، نہیں تو وہ اوپنلی کہہ دیتے ہیں ہم احمدی نہیں، خلافت کی بات مان لیتے ہیں. یہاں آتے ہیں 4 دن یہاں نمازیں پڑھتے ہیں تو بڑے جذباتی بھی ہو جاتے ہیں، میرے سے مل کے باتیں ہیں تو رانسوں سے روکتے ہوئے جاتے ہیں، اور مجھے پتہ ہے کہ 2 مہینے بعد پھر وہ وہی چلے جاتے ہیں، اس لیے کہ وہاں ان کو وہ انوائرمنٹ نہیں ملتا جو ملنا چاہیے. ٹھیک ہے، اور وہ آپ لوگ جو ہیں ایکٹیو خدام وہ دے سکتے ہیں.
My question is, what are the best surahs from the Holy Quran to recite?
Surah Fatiha is the best. You repeatedly say, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Allah Ta'ala guide me on the right path. Repeatedly say when you are reciting this surah in your prayers, right? So Surah Fatiha contains all the important aspects of your tarbiyat and training. Okay? If you read the Surah Fatiha, read the meaning of it, and if possible, and it is quite possible for you to read the commentary of it. We have a commentary of the Holy Quran, so you can read the commentary of the Surah Fatiha. Then you would know how important this surah is to guide you on the right path. Then ponder over it properly. Then you will know and learn more about Islam and the teaching of Islam. Okay?
Jazakallah.
Recently on social media, there are videos where those who oppose Islam mock Muslims who are praying in public. How should we as Ahmadi Muslims respond to the rising anti-Islam sentiment in Western nations, especially when abusive language is being used against our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
When they are using abusive language, we cannot compete with them. So ignore it. That. And why should we pray in public? We have mosques. You should go to the mosque and offer your prayers in your houses. And if you are bound and short of time to pray Zohar or Asr prayer on time, then you try to find a corner and pray there. And if you are in a group, then you should also go in an isolated place and offer your prayer there. Not that you start offering your prayer on the footpaths or on the roads. That is not advisable. You are disturbing the convenience of the people there, right? Yeah. You are destroying their peace. So why should you offer your prayer in public places? So avoid that. But be firm in your faith. Be determined that you have to offer your 5 daily prayers on time, right? And don't bother about what the people say. Try to learn more about your religion. What is Islam? What is the practice and sunnah of the Holy Prophet ﷺ? Right? Why we Ahmadis claim that we are Ahmadi Muslims. The only claim is not enough until and unless we practice the true teaching of Islam. Right? So when we are portraying our good behavior and conveying the true message of Islam to the people and practice what we say, then people will obviously ask you that why you are different from other peoples, and they will try to learn more about Islam. In this way, they will open more doors of preaching, right? So, in this way, you should also try to explore more avenues for preaching, right? To let the people know, because people are ignorant. They don't know much about Islam. Only those who are opponent of Islam, they have exploited this thing that Muslims are not good. And you see, they will take the examples of those terrorists or militants and tell the people that this is the behavior of Muslims. So actually tell the people that this is not the true teaching which these people are doing. The true teaching of Islam is peace, love and harmony, and to respect each other. And that is what we pray, we practice, and we convey. Right? It's a great challenge. This is why I say that you should try to spread the message of Islam, true message of Islam, through pamphlets and through your own behavior. And this is how you can overcome this situation.
As the session concluded, the group had the honor of taking a photograph with Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. The following day, Stephen Lecce from Canada, who serves as Ontario's Minister of Energy and Mines and who was previously Minister for Education, had the honor of meeting Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen. During the audience, he sought Hazur's guidance on bridging societal divides.
I feel like the world has never been more, people have never been more divided, and I just want to know your advice on how we can bring people together.
You see, Canada is multinational, multi-ethnic country. So at least we should try to tell the people they should respect each other, all the religious groups, all the ethnic groups, and even now you're Canadian. So you consider yourself as Canadian, not that you are of Indian origin or Pakistani origin or Arab origin or South American origin or immigrants or from anywhere. So this is the spirit you will have to put into the minds of your people. For that you have been education minister. So from the very, very beginning, if you educate your children that this is the basic thing, how we can keep our country intact without any disturbance and without any jealousy and enmity, then, of course, one day you will set the example before the world. Otherwise,
they're dividing. So far right group is now gaining importance. And it will ultimately spoil the peace of the world, not only of their own country, but the world as well. And so you should take this step to set your example. So you have to choose a middle way. That is what the Islamic teaching is, that always follow the middle way. And you say, none of us is perfect. There are shortcomings in every person, in every group, and every person of any vision. So we should take the good things of each group, each person, and then make a line of action according to that. This is how you can save yourself.
It is always a special honor to meet His Holiness, a man of integrity, of compassion, and a promoter of peace. And I came to express my gratitude to him for being a voice for humanity in a very divided world. I'm very grateful to him, having had the opportunity to seek his wisdom, and frankly, just to be inspired that the world can be better through unity, collaboration, and commitment to the values of freedom and the rule of law.
Later that evening, Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen presided over the concluding session of the Humanity First International Conference. The event, held in Islamabad, marked the organization's 30th year anniversary. After Tilawat, a report on the conference was presented, followed by a video highlighting the global efforts of Humanity First over the past 30 years. Stephen Lecce was then invited to speak.
And I'm here as a proud Canadian, as a cabinet minister, but most importantly today as a almost 10-year-long volunteer of Humanity First. And I want to say you are the constant. You are the light. When those afflicted by war and natural disaster, the one constant in the world, in all regions of the globe, often the first to respond, are these selfless, courageous volunteers, doctors, engineers, lay people, everyone, young and old, stepping up to inject compassion and opportunity and dignity back to the world. And I want to salute you for advancing a mission that can unite us all.
During the proceedings, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih presented awards to Humanity First volunteers in recognition of their service. Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen then delivered the keynote address, outlining the future responsibilities and mission of the charity.
Unlike worldly organizations, Humanity First does not serve humanity to garner fame or recognition. Rather, its every act of service rises purely from a devotion to Allah, the Almighty, and is inspired by His command to tend to the wounds of His creation. Furthermore, always remember that unless Humanity First stays firmly attached and aligned with the Jamaat, nothing shall distinguish it from other charities or aid agencies. A few years ago, executives and Humanity First formed the opinion that Humanity First was completely independent of the Jamaat. The reality is, and always shall be, that Humanity First's direct association with the Jamaat is a source of divine blessings and a means of pride and honor for it. Accordingly, never discard or sever your link with the Jamaat of the Prophet Messiah Islam, as our objective is one and the same: to serve humanity without distinction of caste, creed, or color. As I mentioned, This is why Humanity First was established by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, Rabi Rahimahullah Ta'ala. So be in no doubt that as long as you maintain this link and prize your association with the Jamaat and continue to seek the guidance and instruction of Khilafat, your work and efforts will continue to be blessed, inshallah. In terms of the milestone itself, undoubtedly, with the grace of Allah, Humanity First has progressed by leaps and bounds over the past 30 years, from very modest and humble beginnings. Initially, Humanity First's total budget was barely a few £1,000 or dollars, or at the most, after some time, a few £100,000. Hence, its initial projects were very small scale and extremely limited in scope. Yet today, 3 decades on, Humanity First has risen to a level where its annual budget is now in the millions. In fact, some individual Humanity First country budgets have been reached millions of pounds or dollars. This is purely due to the grace and mercy of Allah. At the same time, Humanity First's budget and resources remain far less than those of many other humanitarian organizations. Yet, you are all witness to how Allah the Almighty has blessed the work and efforts of Humanity First manifold. This is because the sole objective of those who serve in it is to gain the nearness and rewards of Allah and to be the inheritors of the prayers of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Prophet Messiah. Indeed, far bigger and more prominent charities often approach Humanity First and ask how we are achieving such large objectives. Or they ask how we gain access to certain places which they could not, despite their multi-million pound budgets and enormous resources. Always remember that your every success flows directly from the boundless grace of Allah the Almighty, and because you are supported by the prayers of the Khalifa of the time and millions of Ahmadis around the world. Thus, as long as Humanity First continues to seek and follow the guidance of Khilafat and work with an earnest desire to serve others purely for the sake of Allah, it shall continue to flourish and progress. I also wish to mention the volatility and instability of the world today. It is no exaggeration to say that the global economic and political situation is increasingly uncertain. Conflicts are erupting around the world. I have said many times, I fear we are drawing ever closer to a catastrophic world war. And if and when such a war occurs, resources will be scarce. Money or valuables will be of little value. Thus, Humanity First should prepare a comprehensive plan for how it will function and provide aid to those in war zones and affected areas. Whilst your disaster relief teams have some experience in responding to the earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, and other natural disasters, the fallout from a world war would be on a completely different scale. It would present an unprecedented, precarious, and complex challenge unlike anything you will have encountered in the past. Indeed, it is even possible that Humanity First workers could lose their lives or severely injured in the course of their duties. Thus, you must plan meticulously and train your teams rigorously so they are prepared as much as possible. You should identify the specific areas where you can help, as it will not be possible for Humanity First to cover everything. Your priority should remain saving lives and alleviating suffering. I know some contingency planning has already been done, but it should be reviewed and developed further. Remember, at a time of profound crisis, selfish people look to protect themselves and their own interests. But as members of Humanity First, you must always set aside your own interests and needs for the sake of others.
After Hazrat Khalifatul Masih led the gathering in silent prayer, the participants had the blessed opportunity to take photographs with Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen.
Mauritius. Norway. Sierra Leone. Assalamu alaikum from Bangladesh. Mauritius. Belgium.
Those were highlights from just some of Beloved Huzur's engagements over the past week. We now end with our final segment, the Friday Sermon Summary.
In today's Friday sermon, Huzur, may Allah be his helper, spoke regarding incidents after the expedition of Tabuk. Huzur, may Allah be his helper, quoted Hazrat Muslim Maud Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, who narrated the example of Hazrat Ka'b bin Malik Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu and the lessons it holds about rendering services purely for the pleasure of Allah.
Muslim Maud एक जगह और फरमाते हैं कि काब बिन मालिक का वाक़या कैसा सबका मूल है। वो तमाम ग़ज़वात में हज़रत सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के साथ रहे, मक्का की फ़तह में भी साथ थे, मगर ग़ज़वा तबूक में सुस्ती से पीछे रह गए। नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने उन्हें ऐसी सख्त सज़ा दी कि उनके सलाम का जवाब तक न देते थे। तमाम मुसलमानों को कलाम करने से रोक दिया, हत्ता कि बीवी को भी अलग कर दिया। इसी हालत में गुसान के बादशाह के एलची उनके पास खत लाया, जिसमें लिखा था कि तेरे साहिब ने तेरी कदर नहीं की, तू मेरे पास आ जा। उन्होंने ये कहकर कि ये शैतान का आखिरी हमला है, ख़त को तनूर में डाल दिया और एलची को कहा कि अपने बादशाह को ये पैगाम पहुंचा देना। मगर फरमाते हैं मुस्लिम कि आजकल के लोग हैं, जमात में उस हालत थी उस वक्त कि अगर कुछ बात पुरस की जाए, जवाब तलबी की जाए, तो वो कहते हैं कि हमारी खिदमत का लिहाज नहीं रखा, हमारी कदर नहीं की गई। याद रखना चाहिए कि इंतज़ाम अलग चीज़ है और काम करना अलग चीज़, और इंतज़ाम कायम रखने के लिए जो गलती करता है उससे पूछा जाता है, ख़्वाह वो कोई हो। बस खुदा के हुक्म के मतहत दीन के लिए ऐसी कोशिशें करो कि शैतान को भगा दो, मगर इसलिए हरगिज़ ना करो कि तुम्हारी तारीफ़ की जाए और काम करके ये मत ख्याल करो कि हमारी गलतियों पर हमसे बाज़ पुरस न की जाएगी। फिर खुदा पर एहसान मत जताओ, मन्ने व अज़ा से काम ना लो, तमाम ज़राए से इस्लाम की खिदमत करो। एहसान न जताओ बल्कि खिदमत करो, ये जज्बा होना चाहिए अल्लाह को राज़ी करने का।